into Boris and some of the things he's coming out with is it's getting beyond fear, and if people around the country can't taste that fear that he's giving you, then that's good. It means you're on the right side. But there's a lot of people that still believe in what's coming out of their mouths. There's still a lot of people that really do have fear and are scared of going out because of COVID. The way that the government and the police are now acting in our country and across the globe is not a joke. They really are taking that last few strings of freedom away before you really do have none left.
And to those who say we don't need this stuff and we should leave people to take their own risks, I say these risks are not our own. The tragic reality of having COVID is that your mild cough can be someone else's death knell.
You see, not only is that going to scare the hell out of people, children thinking they can't cough now because they might kill somebody, not only are the people that already live in fear of this COVID will now be even more fearful that someone else's cough will kill them. He's really putting the pressure on people like me and you. If you're watching this, most probably if you are watching this, you're on forum. He's putting the pressure on us now, because if we cough, we could kill somebody. I wonder what's going to come next. They're going to start arresting people for coughing.
And as for the suggestion that we should simply lock up the elderly and the vulnerable, with all the suffering that would entail, I must tell you that this is just not realistic. Because if you let the virus rip through the rest of the population, it would inevitably find its way through to the elderly as well, and in much greater numbers.
The only people that suggested locking anybody up, Boris, is you and Matt Hancock. You're the people that are trying to lock everybody down and lock them up. You're locking up the ones who are speaking, and you're locking down the ones who do not know. And trying to lock everyone down who does know, which is why you're struggling. You're losing your grip. The only virus that is spreading through this country and through the rest of the world are the fucking politicians' lies, are the government's lies and fear. That's the only virus spreading across this globe.
That's why we need to suppress the virus now. And as for that minority who may continue to flout the rules, we will enforce those rules with tougher penalties and fines of up to £10,000. We will put more police out on the streets and use the army to backfill if necessary.
It's that minority, Boris, that we call awake. And it's us awake people that are going to keep growing our numbers. You try and suppress that, Boris. You've got a fucking lot of dirty work to do if you want to suppress that. So, that ain't going to suppress nothing. You keep suppressing the people that are listening to you through your Sky News and stuff, and we will keep working, growing our numbers, and turning up to these gatherings, ignoring your rules about fines, because I am exempt from masks, and lots of other people are exempt from masks, and you shouldn't have to wear them in the public anyway, in the place of beautiful outside and outdoors. And not only that, Boris, the £10,000 fine does not apply to public in such of walking about. It applies to people that are organising events that are spreading truths about COVID and the corruption within Parliament and yourselves. That is what you are trying to suppress, and that is what you've put £10,000 fines for. Well, if you look at the numbers of the small event we've just been to, with 15,000 people at least, up to about 25, well, if everyone put 50p, that already paid for that speakers or organisers £10,000 fine, and that's what we should keep doing, and we'll help these organisers to make sure that they keep rolling them out, so that your £10,000 fine, no doubt you'll put it up to 20 and try and put the extra pressure on. Well, that means we pay £1 each, and if there's 50,000 people there, well, then again, we're talking pence. So let's just think about this. We can see what you are trying to do by adding more pressure. We care about you, the public, so much that if you do not have a vaccine, we'll strip you of your rights. We care about you, the public, so much that if you do not do as you are told, put your muzzles on, don't speak to people, don't be hanging around in groups so you can talk about these sort of things, we will fine you. Your fear will fail. The people will grow their numbers, and the people will outweigh the ones that you have kept asleep.
And of course, I'm deeply spiritually reluctant to make any of these impositions or infringe anyone's freedom. But unless we take deaths have already mounted and we have a huge caseload, and yet the single greatest weapon we bring to this fight is the common sense of the people themselves, the joint resolve of this country to work together to suppress.
It is us, the people, that will destroy the COVID lies. Thanks all, see you soon.